Hello, hello. Welcome to Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me is my beautiful co-host and wife, Karen.
Hello.
That was very low energy.
I'm sorry. I don't remember what I'm doing anymore. It's been so long since we sat down to record.
Been like 2 weeks, right?
Something like that. I don't even know.
Hey, are you excited about today's episode?
I am. I'm very excited.
Why are you excited about
Because we have friends.
That's why.
Yeah.
Who are our friends?
Jen and Logan.
You want to introduce them, or do you want me to do
This is Jen and Logan. Our friends.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing quite well. How are you?
I am excessively tired.
Well,
Yeah.
I was about to say he's also excessively tired.
He's yawning a lot more than you are.
Yeah, I also had a monster that I sipped on throughout the entire day.
Oh my
And
gosh.
At one point, it just felt like I was drinking liquid plastic.
Shame.
Yeah,
probably
So-
Those are so bad for
The
you.
what?
Yeah.
you probably were drinking liquid plastic.
yeah, probably. I probably was. Yeah. So let's get these first things out of the way. First thing, the Patreon plug: $2 a month. Get $2 a month gets you extra episodes, votes in the backlog of Doom, and everything. They help to keep the show going, pays for our bus sprout and whatnot. And if you guys want to send us emails, just send it at anovelconsole@gmail.com. And just tell your friends about the show. We're available everywhere except soon on Facebook because Facebook is getting rid of podcasts.
Wait, what? It's only been there for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
it's
me?
so weird.
What? I
Like
guess it's not doing well.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Apparently, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, I mean, people wouldn't. Nobody thinks, "Oh, let me go to Facebook to listen to this podcast."
Yeah, especially because they don't have like a dedicated app that you can shut off in the background.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bye, Facebook. It's
Yeah,
fine.
bye,
Nice knowing
Facebook.
you.
It's not very
All right.
bad.
Fucking meta.
Unbelievable.
All right, so let's get to the questions. First one, do you guys read books? You tell me first, Jen.
Yes, I read books.
I'm illiterate. You read books. No, yes, absolutely. Probably less so these days. But yeah, no, definitely an avid reader.
Yeah, we tried to do a buddy read one time and we both failed miserably.
Oh no!
You're gonna be so mad at
I'm
what we
looking
tried
at it right
to buddy read. And
Was it
worked
the
out.
Lord of the Rings?
It was the Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Who cracked first?
Not
We
neither,
were
honestly.
doing really good.
I don't even remember.
And then we just kind of fell off because we would read a chapter and we would wait. I think that was our problem because we don't read at the same
It's just different-
speeds.
Yeah, and different days that we can pick it up right now if we really want.
Yeah, we could. I still have it marked.
It's right in my field of view.
You could do it and have the whole trilogy finished by September, and then you'll have some foundation for the show.
That's true.
I'm almost certain that that's what it is putting a an objective behind it.
Yeah.
That is what, because like we have had so much time to do that.
Uh-huh.
We just don't.
We just have it. And then I read other things and he plays other games and then we just move on.
So,
But we still watch it. We're gonna watch the show.
Okay, just not read the book.
See, they understand me. When I have a deadline or when it's something I have to do, I automatically don't want to do it.
no,
I just it feels like school all over again. I didn't go back to school for a rean.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm suffering through school right now, so I guess everybody should. at
And
the
you
same
don't pick
time.
up any books. That's why.
I don't pick up books. I barely pick up the textbooks from school,
Shame. Don't tell
and
me
they're
that.
digital.
It does take the joy from it for sure, and that makes it harder to get you to pick up the book, I would think. But no, you can find a good subject matter. And then,
Yeah. Textbook does not sound like good subject matter. I'm on Chris's side. I wouldn't pick up the freaking books either.
Star Wars though.
Yeah.
Good subject matter.
Yeah. Textbook.
I mean,
Very good.
it is. Yeah, it is. I don't know if Karen thinks the same, but it is.
I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. All right. So now that we know that you guys read books, what are your favorite books? Logan.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What was that? Goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That was great.
Well, there was a certain period of time that question would have been immediately answered by Game of Thrones. And the books I still hold in that high regard, but you get shunned when you bring up the Thrones series these days. So it's a hard thing to bring up. I would probably be a tough one. There's a lot of really good subject matter that I'm really interested in, obviously. So like, there's some really good Star Wars ones that I was thinking of off the top of my head. Like the Death Troopers. Do you remember that one? I just was thinking of because it's like a zombie Star Wars kind of.
I've heard about that.
Oh man, it was good. I read it while we were waiting in line at Star Wars Celebration years ago.
Oh my goodness. That's great.
Wow.
How fitting.
Were unbelievably long. You had to have something to do or you were going to die of boredom.
Oh, yeah. My brain was going dead, so I picked up a zombie Star Wars book, kept it canon. It was great.
It's canon?
I know that one's probably actually
I think it's part of the Del Rey
Del Rey,
timeline.
yeah.
I think it is.
Because it was printed fairly recently.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, that might be the first book I read for the show, and it might be for next year. So I'm not making.
You got plenty of time.
You really do. You got a whole year.
Yeah.
Watch him still not finish it.
Watch me not even start it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty awful about that. I buy books and just let them sit on the shelf.
Yep. I mean, I do too, but I continuously read other things at least.
At least.
Yeah.
What about you, Jen? What's your favorite book?
That's such a hard question. Okay, so like non-series book and like the second one, I don't really count this as a series, but like Aristotle and Dante, Discovering the Secret Universe. I know. I knew Karen was going to do that immediately. I love that book. That book is, I have purchased like probably 10 copies of that book because every time somebody's like, oh, what's a book I should read? I give them that and I'm like, keep it. You want it.
It's such a good book.
So good. Probably last year, my favorite books that I read was Daisy Jones and the Six.
It's a good one.
Such a good book. I know people like her other books better, but I really like
people are obsessed with her. Obsessed.
Yes, they are. And I hear that she writes like, I don't know. I haven't read any of her other books. I've only read Daisy Jones and Evelyn Hugo, but like apparently she used to write just like really trash romance novels before she wrote those.
What?
I don't know, but that's what I heard. And then now she's got a new book coming out, whatever. So I'll stick with those two non-series books. Because series, then you get into a whole like new faction of what I like.
Harry Potter.
Wars, all of the above.
Interesting. All right. So do you guys play video games?
That would be a big resounding yes.
from the man who took a whole day off of work.
Wasn't it a week to play?
No,
it was like a Friday for like a long weekend. Wasn't it?
People did take weeks off to play that World of Warcraft.
Yeah, he definitely took a day off.
I did take a day off to have a nice little 3-day weekend.
He had, I don't know if you guys remember the picture, but he like took this picture of all of his food that he had prepped.
All my vegan
all for World of Warcraft stuff. Yeah.
I remember. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was a lot of food. Did you eat it all?
Oh,
absolutely.
All of that and the alcohol included.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Big bottle of bourbon, just front and center.
For dessert.
That's wonderful.
What about
wonderful?
What about you, Jen?
Yes, not nearly as much as I read. I play the Switch more often than I play anything. But and I think I've told you this before. The game that got me back into playing video games since I was like, I used to play like Game Boy and stuff when I was younger, but played Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, and that is
my God,
that changed my life.
That is a very good game.
My life.
Changed my life. I love that. If I could live inside of a video game, I would live inside that video game.
Oh dear.
That is a very awful time period in the Star Wars.
It is, but oh my gosh, Like just
Be
the
my BD1.
characters, I would be your BD1.
My beat.
Oh, ew. Ew. But yes, okay. Short answer, yes.
Okay. All right. If you liked that Fallen Order so much, you should definitely try Sekiro. It is from Software, the people that make Dark Souls, and it's pretty much the same combat except way harder.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I played on
It's-
story mode because I
See,
was
that's the
there
thing.
for the plot line.
That's the thing is she likes that game because it's Star Wars. You know what I mean? And then the gameplay lended itself to her because she could turn the difficulty down, and it wasn't a gun. It wasn't aiming a gun and shooting it at a bunch of people. It's a lightsaber. Cool, totally. I can get invested
Yeah.
in that. And swords and like that sort of thing. I feel like it's a little bit easier. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're not so hand-eye coordinated.
Thanks.
Is that fair?
Like the bag.
Bless
So that's fair to say, isn't it? I've seen you play the shooting games, the Battlefronts, Star Wars Battlefronts of them all.
Yes.
Yes.
I've
Battlefront is
heard
great.
Souls though, Chris. I've heard people say that Souls was like the game that people like that the gameplay of Fallen Order reminded them of.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that.
it's definitely Sekiro because you have the parries, you have the dodges, it's fast paced. If you do one mistake, you fuck up royally.
Oh.
Yeah, it's literally Sekiro.
Okay. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Oh.
in the way that, but that's what keeps people playing, and so it's very difficult. You have to
Yeah.
pay attention the whole time.
The only difference between Sekiro and Star Wars, apart from Fallen Order being Star Wars, is that the parrying in Sekiro is better. It's more refined. Sometimes in Star Wars you try to do a parry and it doesn't land. In Sekiro, whenever you do the parry and you have your timing right, it's gonna land.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's really, really good. They came out like a couple of months apart, and it's just so great. Like having Star Wars Sekiro was just blowing everybody's mind, especially with the platforming, the wall running, and everything. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So good.
And it's a visually very
Yeah, it was
appealing as well.
such a pretty game.
Draw somebody, once
Yeah,
again, like Jen,
it's so
who's
pretty.
not necessarily an avid gamer, but can draw you in, get your
Mhm.
attention.
Yeah, it's a really good game. I can't wait for the second part. They just need to announce it and give us a date.
Mhm.
Right.
All right. So usually we have the sex story of the week. We haven't done it in a couple of weeks because I keep forgetting. I have one right here that I'm going to send you guys.
Is it a Star Wars themed sex
Yes,
toy?
It is.
Oh boy!
And it is the
I can't tell
third.
what it is.
Let me see here if I can do chat. There we go. So it is the third toy in this list. And I
In
think
what list?
in this list of 7 Star Wars sex toys that you never knew you needed.
Oh boy! Oh, you sent them the whole list. Okay.
Yes, I sent them the whole list.
Okay. What the hell is that?
Oh my God.
What the hell?
It is a Han Solo fleshlight, and it's Han Solo and the carbonite slab.
Why? Why?
It says for when your bae needs a hand. If your bae is a Star Wars fan, surprise him this festive season with a Han Solo themed fleshlights for those moments he wants to go solo. Han Solo. It's $69.70 if you round it up.
I love that. Honestly, that's great. I want one.
I mean, I was looking up Star Wars themed sex toys, and of course, everything was just a lightsaber dildo,
Of course.
which everybody has seen. Even
This
people.
is rather unique.
Yeah.
That
There's
just was
some.
very
No, that I was going to say exactly that.
like that's
Why
not gonna
couldn't
get
it
you
been-
off. You don't want to look at like Han Solo's like smushed
Yeah,
face.
it's perfectly-
Now imagine if you're blind and you can feel his whole face.
right.
That would just ruin the whole thing for you.
Well,
I mean, unless you're into Han
that's what-
Solo, yeah.
or
Yeah. Han Solo, yeah. It's the dark side.
Like if you have a thing
Oh,
for Han
dear.
Solo coming out of the carbonite, all slimy and blind and shit, then this might get you off. But this, I saw this one, I was like, okay, this is perfect.
That's too much. Too much. Wait, what is number 4? I have to see.
So it's
Oh no!
it's an R2D2 Hitachi.
Magic wands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
There's a 3PO.
3PO butt plug.
Wait, what?
It's a C3PO butt
Just keep
plug.
scrolling down. It gets
No!
Oh! The Yoda. It looks like a the Hulk, bro.
So
That is a turn.
The Hulk's penis looks like.
That is like a corn poop right there. Oh my god!
Right, so going back to the R2D2 one, the description just got me. It says made to withstand strong and continuous stimulation, hard 2D2.
They really
Here should be your go-to if you like it long and hard. You can also charge it via USB cable.
Oh my
R2V2,
god.
$172.
they really
Oh boy.
went for that.
That's you know, I just think about my little brother calling him Artie Tootie, and it was so cute, and this just ruined it. Artie Tootie.
Yeah. We also got the butt plug. It's a butt plug with C3PO's face on it. Made from top grade aluminum alloy. This has an insertable length of 4 inches, and it's great for the talker in bed.
Oh no! Okay, you just need to close out of this website now. That's enough. That's enough.
All right. So are you guys ready for book talk?
Yes, you forgot what the segment was called because it's been so long.
Yes, and I also don't have it written because I have our last script here, which is missing a lot of shit.
Oops.
All right, you guys ready for book talk?
If you can hear Kit in the background.
Our cat.
Oh no, I haven't heard anything.
He's going off.
Oh, I hear it now.
Yeah.
He probably wants to see the butt plug.
All right. He's like, oh, I heard what you were talking about.
Oh my god.
All right, so this is book talk.
This week's book is Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. And I just realized I don't have the publication info pulled up because I forgot how to podcast. Give me one moment.
We have a copy at home. Stand by.
Oh, they do have a copy on standby.
Look at you.
Is that a hardcover too?
Sure is.
Boy,
They're real fans.
yeah, not like
It was
us.
published in September of 2015.
Yeah, September 4th to be specific. Oh gosh. So I do want to first start by saying that I'd actually read some of Claudia Gray's books before, and I knew she had some Star Wars books. And I was like, oh, this is going to be so fun. Even though the only books I've read by her were a trilogy, and she ruined it in the final book. She ruined the whole fucking thing.
Wait,
Did you read that one, the Firebird trilogy?
no, I haven't. Was that the one like the 1,000 something?
Yes.
Okay.
1,000 Skies Above You, something like that.
I got the first book, I think, like probably the year it came out as a gift, and I probably read like the first 4 chapters or something, and then I got bored. And
Oh no. The first and second books were so good, and then the third was just trash. Trash. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so I remember Logan telling me about this book when we still worked together. I remember him mentioning this book multiple times. So I was like, I want to read some Star Wars books. He's like, you need to start here. And then I never did until now.
I remember
So-
Jen loved it, of course. And like you guys talking about books, it got me thinking that would be a good jumping off point for you as well. And yeah, no, I love that book also. I think it's very very user friendly. Yeah,
It is definitely. I think you could read it and not know almost anything about Star Wars and still
good story.
understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to know the backdrop of the Star Wars universe for that to be a good story.
Right. But it is
Boy,
cool.
do you need to know
knowing-
that it's in space?
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah.
I think the title and the cover kind of give it away though.
If you understand
Oh
the
my God.
concept of space, I think you're okay.
I think everybody has like at least a loose understanding of what Star Wars is, and
Yeah.
surely there's like no one who hasn't at least heard of it at this point. Surely
Right? It's gotta be
somebody out in the woods living off grid,
something.
maybe.
I doubt it.
And like
What is it?
like that guy that thought it was still, the World War II.
Oh, bless it.
And or whatever.
I can't. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I would think about those outliers of data. Like people that are just like somehow under some extreme circumstances, you haven't heard of Star Wars. That's interesting. Like there's gotta be one hermit out there.
Right? Plus, I mean, you have me who had never seen the entire saga until the pandemic started. And then we had, what is it?
It's a good time as any.
Which had you
Yes.
which of
What is
the
it?
which of it had you not seen yet before the pandemic?
I had never seen the original trilogy. Shame on me. So that's what, episodes 4, 5, and
So you had only
6?
prequels and then
I had only seen the prequels and the new movies. So yeah, so I can't say I'm a diehard fan because I had never gotten past that hump of finally seeing all of the films until now. But then, man, I watched Mandalorian and I'm in love with Grogu and I want every single thing in the world that is related to Grogu, and that's the rest of the universe. So I'm ready to watch everything at this point. Everything. I
Yeah.
want to watch the cartoons. Everything, all because of that tiny green baby. He's so cute. I'm not going to think about that dildo that we saw earlier.
So the funny thing is that's Grogu's penis. That
Don't
is
say
canonically.
that. Don't say
So you
that.
know what? You know what?
Shut your face.
He walks
That's
so
his
slow
future.
because he
But yeah,
walks so slow because he's dragging it.
oh okay. It's size accurate.
That's why his little.
That's why he wears his little tunic.
I was about to say that's why it's so long and why he walks so funny.
Man's carrying the third leg.
Or Grogu.
When he was jumping on the rocks, he was landing on his.
Honey, don't say that.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Oh. Yeah, I've said that if I could have a baby and it looked like Grogu, I'd have a baby. But not if he's going to be like that with his third leg. I'll give him back.
I love that series for so many reasons. Like
It's such a
It's so good.
so universally loved and kind of I feel like brought a fresh take to it, which is kind of hard to do these days.
Yeah, especially if you were introduced, like Carradine, did you watch like 1, 2, and 3 and then watch the ones with
So
Rey and
the prequel,
Kylo?
that's what we just discussed. Yeah, the prequels and
Yeah.
then the most recent.
Yes. So I watched Hayden Christensen
Yeah, that's such
and yeah, that I had a big crush on him. Big crush.
Mhm.
Because my dad took us to see those in the theater because he figured we liked Lord of the Rings. They're going to like Star Wars too. We didn't really that much, but
Right.
it was
Oh, really?
fine. It was nice bonding time, I guess. Yeah, then I saw Kylo and Rey, and that's I have a new fantasy about that now, but we won't go there.
So
How long
sad.
did you see those series? Like, were you a kid and then you were an adult, right? Between watching those series,
Wait, what? Sorry.
the time between, like, you were a kid when you saw the prequels, and then an adult when you saw the most recent series.
Exactly. I was in like what, middle school, elementary school when I saw the prequels, and then yeah, full grown adult woman with ideas of my own watching the new ones.
I hate it.
And I feel like it allowed me to like them more than the general fan base. who were mostly upset by them, I find.
Yeah.
They're upset because Rey is a woman.
What's wrong with that?
That's their problem.
You're upset with them too.
I'm upset with the second movie because nothing happened in 2.5 hours.
You know, Chris, once you said that and I heard you say it, I was like, man, right.
Because I loved Ray. That first Ray movie, I absolutely fucking loved it. Finn with a lightsaber and everything. I was like, oh shit, this is threading old ground, but going somewhere completely new.
Treading.
And whatever. And then they just do nothing for one movie. And then the next one, they're like, oh, we got to do everything.
Right. Yeah. It's just mismanagement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the book. So because I'm not so invested in the universe, I feel like I didn't like this as much as I would have if I had been.
Right.
Fair enough. You didn't have that extra kind of like, oh, this is this type of, story.
I thought
right.
Because of the like Sienna and Thane being like friends, then enemies, and then friends to lovers kind of thing. So that's kind of why I was like, all right.
That didn't help either because I'm really not a fan of that friends to lovers trope. I am not.
That's fair.
I just, every time I read the friends to lovers trope, I have a hard time separating myself from it. And I think about falling in love with my friend Kevin. I'm like, nope, that would never happen. I know it doesn't make any sense why my brain goes there, but it does. But no, and then like, I don't know. I felt like if I were a bigger fan, I would have thought so many moments were so much cooler than I did. Like the whole thing with Alderaan. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But
it was their way of being able to kind of tie that story into the existing thread of So you're like, okay, that's cool and all, but there was a moment that was kind of missed on you.
Exactly. Especially with, seeing those films later.
Right.
I don't know. And I just, what is it?
You weren't like as invested.
Exactly. I did really enjoy seeing which one of them defects. Because I know I'm like, it's going to be one of them is going to have to go to the rebellion, but which one is going to be the one to do it? Because they were both so, yes, the Empire's wonderful, I love the Emperor, he does nothing wrong, and then one of them isn't.
I liked that kind of as a commentary. Like you have kids that are raised the same way, and then they are totally different. And then they still love each other, and they're like, I don't know why you don't see eye to eye on this sort of thing, but like, I still love you, but like, I hate you, right? It's such an interesting kind of complicated human thing. So I liked that in that story.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes me back to the whole Alderaan thing, how one of them just completely was like, no, I can't do this anymore. And then the other one was like, we had to do it. It's fine. Emperor still knows best. It's really sad. I hate it, but I have my honor and I'm going to stay here doing my job.
They totally bought into that, and that's their coping mechanism. And the other person's like, what? Wait, you don't have that.
Yeah, Thane was definitely like the character that I think a lot of people wanted to see because, and whenever you like put me up against like good versus evil, I'm always going to choose good, but like Thane was that gray area. Like he was just like, I'm an optimist. I'm not like, oh, I love the rebellion or whatever. He's like, I'm here because I can't sit and do nothing, but like both sides have faults.
Right.
Exactly. And I did really like that about him, that he still, even when he went to the rebellion, he still wasn't like pro rebellion, It was just like, I have to do at least what's better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? I told you the whole plot already.
I don't know. I guess I zoned out entirely.
Great. Well, we just retold you the whole plot, basically.
We can rehash it. Yeah.
I just felt like I did that thing where my eyes go backwards and I'm here and talking, but I don't remember anything when I come back into consciousness.
Is somebody dream walking on you?
Maybe. Yeah.
We saw Doctor Strange this weekend.
Okay. I was gonna say
No spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
No. It was okay. Anyways, so you all said something that I figured, but I don't know if there is content for it. Is there content where the rebellion is bad and not good?
It's basically like where Thane and Sienna, so the two characters that we follow through the story are Thane and Sienna, and Thane is the one that defects. Sorry, spoilers. This book has been out forever, so read it.
Yes.
Thane defects first, and Sienna's like, her culture basically is that she took an oath, and so she stands by her honor and her oath and her integrity in the oath that she took. So she like refuses to defect or like see the empire as like having this like huge amount of faults until the end. So like the reason that Thane doesn't see the rebellion in this huge light is because when they blew up the Death Star, when Luke like shot that 1 in a million shot, like he was like, thousands of people still died on the Death Star, and like some of those were my friends. Mm-hmm.
They weren't like soldiers, they were workers.
Well, they were also soldiers.
Well, some of them. He was just saying that there wasn't just those. Yeah.
Right. It wasn't just the people who were fighting. It was regular people.
Yep.
Yeah. Is this basically the same situation as Alderaan?
Mm-hmm.
I find it so funny. Can you imagine like the Death Star, like the soldier count to civilian count is like 20% soldiers and the rest are civilians that all just died?
It would have to be, right? Because it's like a super, it's like a world.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like you laugh about that, but that's probably what the ratio was. That's not funny.
Chris walks in on you, and he sees Alderaan blow up, and he goes, "Ha!"
No, and the Alderaan blowing up part is kind of funny too, because Vader's like, "Tell me where the rebellion is," and Leia's like, "No," and he's like, "Blow it up," and they blow up a whole fucking planet.
Side note: my first year going to Dragon Con in Atlanta, the adult night party that they do the one night in the weekend was the Last Dance party on Alderaan, and we were passing around a giant blow up Death Star. Like it was like how can I can't the C-3PO butt plug.
Adult party. Dragon Con.
The Death Star was basically crowd surfing the whole party. It was amazing.
So at the
but
end,
I had no context for it because I hadn't seen the movie yet.
So at the end of the party, that everybody had to drink Kool-Aid for it to be the last night in Alderaan.
Oh my God. I can't with you.
Jared joined a cult that night.
Hunter and I did not drink the Kool-Aid. We went back to our hotel. Lucky you have a wife.
I mean, but you did see Charles Martinet, and I was super jealous.
I did. I will always have that, and you won't.
I hate you so much.
Oh gosh. So did you guys read this book like when it came out? Like how long ago did you read it?
It has been years ago that I've read it, so this is all purely off of memory, and you guys talking about it is helping it come back.
Yeah, I read it when it first came out, and I was like, Logan, you have to read this book.
And I wound up
I love it.
Yeah, because I don't read as many books as you do for certain, Karen, and the ones that I do are more like straight up fantasy, less leaning into what would be tropes, I would say. And so like that was a kind of a fresh take for me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like that's not a common thing in the stories that I read.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Does it sound like something you would ever read?
Probably not.
That's fair. I will say there is like a little bit of like youthfulness to it because now I read it, when it first came out, so 2015. I was a little bit younger then, so like I was like into the romance that was Thane and Sienna more than I was this time around. Yeah, simpler time. This time around, I'm like, just drop her. Like she's
So-
she's chosen her side. Like screw her. Just go find somebody else.
People were so
Right.
about Pokemon Go back then, as
Yeah,
opposed
exactly.
to like.
See, I didn't even like really read it as a romance. But I'm kind of that way with any young adult book at this point because I'm so steeped in the adult side of things now. Like, this is not romance. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I feel like their romance really takes a back seat to everything else going on in the world, or at least for me, it did.
I think that's what I liked about it
Yeah.
though, because I think sometimes young adult fiction, and like this is not purely Star Wars, but like just in general, like it can lean so heavily into the romance that there's not as much of a story.
Yes.
And that's what I liked about this is that
Mhm.
Claudia Gray, I haven't read any of her other stuff except for Star Wars and those first few chapters of whatever that book was called. But like, sorry.
That's okay. I read it years ago. I probably wouldn't even like it now.
Like there's still a plot there. And like that's the one thing I think that even if you don't like the romance or whatever, the storyline, like there are so many Easter eggs in this book that are so well done. Like, do you remember in Force Awakens when Rey is out on Jakku in like
I
that
love
big
this.
crashed ship?
Yes.
She like has like the helmet on. That's
Yes.
supposed to be the ship that Sienna crashed at the end of the book.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
I just got chicken skin. I wish you could see my
She
chicken
did.
skin. I
Holy
did.
shit, she did.
I'm covered in chicken skin. That just made. See, I need to like sit down and watch the movies like a million times
we
and
gotta
then
watch-
go back and reread it.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool Easter eggs that are in
That's awesome.
throughout the whole thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Big time. Yeah, that was
No,
one. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I'm gonna ask something, but it can wait.
Well, it was
I'll
one of
suck.
the more like significant ones at the time because the movie was so
Yeah.
so fresh and so relevant at that point.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I see. So is this book pre retcon or post retcon?
Post.
What?
Post. Okay. Yeah. Post retcon. Retcon is when Disney said nothing is real except for the movies.
It's retroactive continuity.
Yeah, this book is published by Disney.
So it's
Oh yeah.
was the Legend Star Wars and all those books that were published that were like awesome as shit and stuff. But yeah, Disney was like, hey, by the way, all that stuff, it's not really real. You know that, right? This stuff.
Yay, Disney.
Yeah. See, my thing is that right now, all of the they're calling the legacy games are being released on pretty much every platform. So you got the Jedi Outcast games, which include the Jedi Academy, fucking KOTOR, Racer, Bounty Hunter. All of those games are all being re-released, but they're not saying, okay, this is canon or not, because there is a whole bunch of Star Wars lore and stuff in those games that if you're just a person that's going off of what you know from the movies, this just expands the universe in such a way that it could make the movie so much better, but we don't know if it's real or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Disney follows the Del Rey timeline, but there's some really cool legend stuff.
Yeah. I okay, so I'm dabbling a little bit in what's it called, the second Kyle Katarn game, Jedi Outcast 2. And Kyle Katarn is really cool, but the game plays like ass. And I don't know if all of that cool shit that happens in the game is canon or not. And I wish it was, because it's so fucking cool.
Right.
Like he abandons the order. His spoilers, his love interest gets killed, and he goes back to get his Jedi powers back and his lightsaber so that he can take revenge on the Empire.
Cool.
So
You just want it to be real.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of okay with that, to be honest, is that like stuff like okay, the Force Unleashed, that kind of stuff, right? I'm kind of okay with that just being like, yeah, that's just fun. It doesn't
Yeah,
need
it's fun.
Right. It's just cool as shit. It was awesome playing this character and doing that sort of stuff, and whether or not it's real or quote unquote by multimedia conglomerates, perspective. I really don't give a shit. It was fun.
I mean, but it also would be
That's
very
fair.
funny to piss off the fans and be like, "Oh, Starkiller was
Yeah,
real."
You have ulterior motives.
Yeah, the rebellion symbol is a logo that they saw in Kashyyyk in some fucking table. It's so fucking funny, and the fans hate that, and I love it. Like, there was a gray Jedi that started the rebellion, and nobody remembers him. It's great.
Yeah, there's a book that was pretty cool. I think I cannot recall what it was. It was one that we read, or that you had given. Maybe it was something about the void. This was when Jedi were not like they didn't have lightsabers or anything. The technology wasn't there, and they were still called the Jedi, or however you would pronounce it. And they didn't have the light side and the dark side of the Force. They were all what you would qualify as a gray Jedi, because they
I
didn't.
don't remember this at
I
all.
love that book. It was one of the cool, because they were, the predecessors of the culture that we have come to know. So it was very interesting.
That sounds really interesting.
See, and else, and that sounds really cool, and that also is one of the things that I've been thinking about while playing KOTOR. Is like, all right, so when did the divide happen that you either have to be pure and a Jedi, or you can just give in and become Sith?
Right.
Like, who was the catalyst that created that divide? Because the Sith got exiled to a planet,
Right.
and the Jedi just kind of like kept expanding into the universe.
And I like
And their fear of emotions and all that shit. It's so fucking weird. Like, what was so bad? What the hell happened that they're so afraid of being like, I love my dad?
right.
Like,
And
what
I
the
like
fuck?
the concept of just drawing the line that it is what. And so you see, like, back then they had this concept of using the light side and the dark side, and a balance of that. We could talk hours about that cool concept or whatever, the gray Jedi that everybody likes to go in about. But just the idea of the division being what caused the conflict in the first place, saying, as you did, okay, you guys are evil, you need to go over to that planet, and that's xenophobia.
Yeah, pretty much. But I also can understand, it's like, okay, you're way too dangerous, you need to go away.
Serial killers and such, sure.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just want to know who the catalyst was for that great divide.
That would be
Like-
such a cool story
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Write it.
Oh. It's sued by Disney.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Write it for fun. Just for yourself.
I mean, instead of Star Wars, you could call it like Space Battles or something, and just have it be literally Star Wars, but with like a little bit off names.
Did you read the next Space Battles? I can't.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys want to say about the book?
I think we pretty much.
Yeah, I definitely remember like rating it higher than I did this time around. Like on a
Oh, really?
star level. Yeah, I think when I read it the first time around, I was like, "This is amazing!" Blah, 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 5 stars. And this time around, I definitely rated it lower. I rated it as a 4 on Goodreads. I also am just like super annoyed because at the ending, it's like that, like, oh, did she? Doesn't she? Like, what's gonna happen to her? And then the last chapter is this character who, I mean, the last chapter was cool, but like, he wants to like seek revenge, and then Claudia Gray never writes a follow-up to this, so it just kind of like stays there, and you're like, well,
Are you serious?
yeah,
I didn't even look to see if there was another one.
yeah, that's fair.
One and done.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
It's not a bad book. I did not hate my time reading it. I did not love it, so I gave it 3 stars because it was
yeah,
it was decent. It was good. I didn't feel like I wasted my time, but I didn't love it.
that's fair.
All right. So, what about you, Logan? Do you have a rating based off of memory?
Based off of like 7 years ago.
I would say a safe 3.5.
Oh, look at he's doing that.
That's fair.
Yeah. Off of
It's-
memory.
So you start right there in the middle, making both of you happy.
There you go.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's funny. Let's go ahead and get into some games and stuff. For this week's game, we have Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. It is a 2022 Lego-themed action-adventure game developed by Traveler's Tales and published by Warner Bros. Interactive. It is the sixth entry in TT Games' Lego Star Wars series, a video game series, and the successor to 2016's Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The game adapts all 9 entries of the Skywalker Saga series of films with additional characters based on other Star Wars films and television series released as DLC. The game came out on Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S. And what a game.
Games, kind of. It's like it feels, but absolutely
Games?
love it.
Okay, so let's just get the obvious thing out of the way. It is funny as fuck. It
It's
is
so
so fucking.
funny.
Would agree, 100%.
He
I
made
love-
me come in to watch some of it, and I was laughing my butt off.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
there's 2 that particularly stand out that I just fucking died. The first one is the fight with Darth Maul.
Yeah, very.
I haven't gotten to that point in the game, but he has.
Oh no!
Really? Oh,
Okay.
wow.
We started in different. She started in the original.
Yeah, I started on episode
Episode
4.
four.
He started on episode 1.
And I'm just now getting through episode 4. I was
Mhm.
I was actually playing today. I just did Revenge of the Sith, so that's fresh.
Oh, then you saw the intro to Revenge of the Sith.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Guys, you remember my retirement?
That was amazing. Yes, that's the one you made me sit through.
Yeah, and I also showed you the one with Darth Maul.
Yes, that was.
Uh,
Oh dear.
Jen, do you mind if I spoil it?
Oh, go right ahead. Absolutely.
So at the end of the fight, Darth Maul's no, they kill Darth Maul.
Mhm.
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon high five, and then something stabs Qui-Gon. He falls down, and then you see his like half of Darth Maul holding the lightsaber. So Obi-Wan kills him. And then Obi-Wan's holding Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon's like slapping his face around, like telling him, you got to train Anakin, you got to train Anakin. He dies, and then you see Darth Maul's head jumping towards Obi-Wan holding the lightsaber in its mouth. That shit was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Very silly. I was not prepared for the level of silly, especially the retirement party. That was just like the funniest thing ever.
There were
I didn't think I'd ever make it to retirement.
I like that it even gets tied into like the opening crawl text sometimes. Like I think it was episode 2 that was like something Dreamboat Anakin, you know,
Mhm.
has to go do big boy detective stuff. And I was just reading it, I was like, ah, like it caught me off guard, you know.
Yeah, the one that I found funny is if you start episode 4 and you stop like halfway through it once you start it back up, the scroll says, and Obi-Wan told Luke about his father, which he most certainly did not kill, and there is no way of proving it.
I love that.
That was
Little
great.
stuff like Anakin will like in the prequels, he will when he's standing standby, like,
Mhm.
or what would you call it, like idle,
Mhm.
he will like his lightsaber, he'll shake it and it'll go from red to blue, like he
Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't see that.
yeah, like when if you walk away and you come back, you know, that sort of thing, and he's like kind of idle,
Mm.
and at least so he'll like shake his lightsaber and it'll go from blue to red, and then he'll hit it again and then it'll go back to blue.
No, I think my favorite, and I didn't even play it. It was this morning when Logan was playing it. the Obi-Wan and General Grievous.
General Grievous, I was hoping you were gonna bring this up.
So just like the little, like they do like almost like a little cha-cha, and there's like
He goes, your move. Yeah, and then they do a dance off.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then you come back, and then you still do another final dance off. It was great.
it was great.
There's so many things about this game that I like, but there are so many things about this game that I absolutely did not like.
I'm glad, because I was also kind of bitter about a few things like forced camera perspective and things like that.
Yeah, during the boss battles, you're
Time.
locked on unless you have to go do a certain puzzle to get back to the fight.
Sometimes I'm not locked on when I want to be locked on. I don't know if you felt that as well. Like my camera perspective was like somewhere fucking else, and I'm like, wait, no, I want to look at.
You guys,
5 arms that are coming at me right now. Two other guys in the background.
You guys are playing on Switch, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, the Switch version is the least optimized version.
Makes sense.
But from what you guys are saying, it sounds like it's playable.
Oh, definitely playable, especially if you're not trying hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like trying to do Dark Souls shit with General Grievous. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, like my camera angle was wrong. You know, and it's like, okay, right, just chill out, bro. You know what I mean? Exactly. So
It's Lego Star Wars. Calm down.
exactly. So but at times I'd be like, I get a little frustrated for sure.
Now, there are some really cool things. The attention to detail is insane. I was looking at the X-Wing model in the game, and the X-Wing Lego model has 2 rubber bands in the back, and it has a knob on top that you spin for it to open the wings. That's in the game. Yeah. They put that in the model. I was looking, I was like, oh shit, that is like detail. And all the little studs, they all have the word Lego written on it, which is also really fucking crazy that everything does.
Right.
It's so crazy the amount of detail that they put into this game, which I wish they would have put some of that effort into the actual game itself.
Into the playing.
Yeah, because how did you guys feel about the open world-ish nature of the game?
The free play.
No, it's like in between, like when you start a movie, it makes you play a level, and then you're kind of in an open world until you get to the next level.
Sure.
And sometimes there's story stuff happening in that open world, and it kind of just locks you into specific parts. But like, there's urgency because you got to get to the Jedi Council, but not really because you can go explore the world.
You can just go break a bunch of shit and get a million pegs.
Yeah, I think that's what I call them.
I don't think they're called pegs.
Studs.
Studs.
Yes, what you are, Logan, a stud.
Stud.
I think you aren't, but that was funny. That was cute. Good job.
Man, look at that pickup line.
Just call me after we're done recording, Logan.
Oh my god.
It was man's trying to slide it by
That website with that flashlight.
with the nail based on it with the hand.
I like the concept because I liked that you could go that was why I played get to destroy a bunch of crap and like burn a bunch of studs and then just rack it up. But like I also liked that you could go talk to other characters and like they had different side quests. I will say I did not really do those side quests. I very much followed what you're supposed to do and just like get to the end of the level.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This game is very much designed for people like you.
Yeah.
And kids and like folks that like aren't necessarily like, Dark Souls players, but it is cool that they have elements like that in it. I think, the combat you could try to do some shit like I was doing. Mm-hmm. But I can see what you're saying because like I did find myself getting easily distracted. Like we were kind of talking about, I would be like, oh yeah, that's all well and good, but I need to destroy every single object in this room and collect as many studs as I can.
Nothing else matters.
Before I reach the Jedi Council. I'm sorry.
So we got to go get Palpatine, but first I got to destroy these 20 benches.
Did you see that flower pot way over there?
Let me go get that.
It's like, wait, there's a kyber crystal here. I need to go get that kyber crystal.
Because I definitely was like, okay, first thing I'm going to do is get my talent points to where I can collect those studs from as far away as possible, get my sprint to where I can run as fast as I possibly can. And all I'm doing is going to force grab everything and smash it. And then I love just the sound effect of collecting all those. But yeah, they're studs, as we've learned. Yes.
Yeah, that is, it's really, especially when you get the boost for the *2, *5, *10, *25. That just feels so good, just seeing those bars just fill up and the numbers just keep going up.
Yeah, that's that dopamine that like they calculated. They know exactly what makes you feel like, ooh, I just did something, and it's like you just fucking did nothing, but you feel good about it, you know. Oh, man,
I'm accomplished.
There's like these little barricades or whatever that you destroy and then you rebuild, and it's like, ooh, I love that. It's so efficient.
Because you break them.
Yeah.
You break them and it gives you studs, and when you build them back up, it gives you more studs.
It's like another reward, and I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah. So I felt like the game was at its strongest when you had like a set goal in a mission, like when you're in the 10 to 4 and you just gotta get R2 so you can put the message in and he can shoot himself out into Tatooine. Missions like that have a structure of what you have to do, I absolutely loved. When it was just open world, I got so overwhelmed with all of the possibilities and everything that you could do that I just felt like at one point that I wasn't really enjoying the game because I was feeling like I was missing out on collecting shit. And I adore the Lego games. My favorite is probably Lego Avengers. And that game does the thing where you have the entire story. Once you beat the story, free play opens up and you have all of New York City to explore. Personally, I would have loved to have seen that in this game where you played throughout each movie and then you have the entire fucking Star Wars universe to go into, which is insane because you have tens of planets to go into and explore, and they are huge.
Yeah.
That's a good point because like in the Harry Potter Lego games, you play through the story, but then you can go back to chapters and it shows your percentage. There's so much more to do. And I agree because like whenever I would talk to those people and they'd be like, oh, well, I need this. I'd be like, well, sorry, I need to get to go do, whatever my mission is. I'll come back for you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also felt like, oh, I need this. I'm like, I want to get it for you, but I don't have a fucking Mandalorian character that I need to break this specific barrier.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I did. That is interesting, actually, because I encountered that as well. I guess I dismissed it because it didn't break the suspension of disbelief or whatever you want to call that of me playing the game. I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll come back later and do that as Boba or whatever. Just kind of like because to me there's like I think a difference in my mind somehow of like this game isn't like a quote unquote serious game. I don't want to like have the internet attack me now.
No, it is very much not a serious game. It's a game meant for you to have fun.
Right.
But it feels to me like they let you have so much fun that it just makes you feel like you need to have fun.
Chris said he hates fun.
You are the destroyer of fun.
I mean, like some of the challenges are like, oh, there's a kyber brick all the way up there, and you need a Jedi to stack up all of these boxes so you can climb up to it. And you have to run throughout the entire map collecting these fucking boxes to put in a specific spot to get up there.
You would have liked that if you had played the story first to unlock that.
Yeah. Yeah, because then I'm just sitting there for like 40 minutes doing the stack of boxes, and I get to the point where I
gotta go
can't
back and save fucking the galaxy.
yeah. I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't find any more boxes. How the hell am I supposed to get up there?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of annoyed the shit out of me, honestly. But the game just feels like classic Lego games. I mean, it's fun. It's funny, it's fun. The puzzles are super simple, but they're enjoyable. They give you that, like Logan said, that dopamine.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels great. And the combat has been refined so much from the first Lego games, and it just feels so good to fight shit.
Yeah, I would agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. I really enjoy the way that R2D2 fights, where he just like plunges his entire body.
That sounds so cute.
It's adorable.
And you can shock people like if you get them in water.
Oh yeah.
There's like certain locks that R2D2 can open, and if you use BB-8 to open them, BB-8 just kind of like jumps and stands on its head, and then the thing comes out, and you can do the fucking lock thing. I found that to be so unique and charming, like that big difference between BB-8 and R2D2. And I absolutely fucking loved the space battles. Like every time you were in a ship in space,
Yep.
My god.
Yeah.
It was interesting that there was a few things that I saw from Battlefront that was in this game, like the little, like if you're shooting at a ship and you need to lead your target, they have a little circle that like indicates, hey, shoot here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shoot at the object that you're, because otherwise, you're going to miss because the thing's flying at like a,
the trajectory
at an angle. Yeah, exactly. So it gives you that little circle, that little white circle to aim at. And I was like, oh, I remember that from Battlefront. And so
I think
it's pretty cool.
I think Squadrons did that too. So I think that's something that Star Wars games have adopted, and it just works so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. At some points, I wish that this wasn't a Lego game, because they did some really, really great things. Just off of the top of my mind, the beginning of episode 1, where you're fighting your way out of the ship. That is just so much fun. I'm like, oh, shit, I wish this was like realistic graphics, like more in the vein of either Force Unleashed or the episode 3 PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. I just wish that we had a more serious Star Wars game in this same kind of vein.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I completely forgot. Well, I remember. You guys have anything else you want to keep saying?
I can see why the because I appreciated the lightheartedness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very much a Lego game, and like it has that funny, quirky, like little quips, like where you open up a shield door and there's like 3 stormtroopers just like chilling in a hot tub. Like it has like the most random. But then like I do crave that, where it's like I want to play through Star Wars like as if I were playing through the real like story that I know, not this kind of like aged down version.
Sure.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you guys have run into it, but there are some parts that I remembered from the movies. I was like, wait, this was much serious and much more darker in the movie.
More
and
darker?
Here is way darker. How do you say it? English
More
major?
dark or way darker?
Way darker.
Darker.
Yeah. So like
Just darker.
it just felt very censored in some points. Whenever Grievous was around, when Palpatine is telling you to kill,
You don't kill any younglings, if you noticed.
you don't kill any younglings.
Yep.
When you kill Dooku, Palpatine says do it, but you don't actually see anything. And like it's implied that he cuts Dooku's head off, but they don't confirm anything. And like
you really thread that needle.
Mm-hmm.
Like interestingly, and I thought somehow successfully. It's kind of odd. I was seeing both kind of ends of that perspective.
Yeah, but it annoyed me because like there are details that like you watch the movies, that I'm like, and that the game completely ignores. So like when Anakin is battling Dooku, Obi-Wan is like knock the hell out.
Sure.
You know, but like you need him there as your second player. And so like it's
Yeah.
just like those little details that they modified for this storyline. And I get it.
Yeah, there was the part where Kylo kills Han in the game.
Spoiler.
I mean, everybody's seen it.
I'm sorry. I had to.
In that part, Kylo's like, I don't know if I can do it, and he's just trying to turn on his lightsaber.
Right.
And Han says, "I'll help you." And he turns on the lightsaber for him, gives him back, and just kind of falls off the platform.
Yeah.
And like what?
Turns it, yeah, without killing him.
Yeah, I was like, wait, so is he dead or what the hell happened? And then like 5 minutes later, the planet explodes.
Okay.
Can't.
I almost wish that he was that like Han just like was like the next scene was him just like on the ship and just like waving like goodbye. Just like some
Now-
kid, and then it's like really like strung up to it. It's like never seen it yet.
Running away with Chewie into the sunset.
You're like, wait, what?
And when Leia dies, that they did handle like very serious. Like, no, this is real. Like she is dead. They didn't play that for laughs or anything like all the other
But
deaths.
she also wasn't killed. She just died.
It was odd, yeah, because there's a few things like when Palpatine. I was gonna say something serious, but then I just remembered it saying execute order 67.
Yeah, and they all start dancing.
And then every cutscene you come back, like the clones are like doing a dance, and then they're like, "Oh, 66. Oh, okay."
What?
So that is in direct conflict with what I was gonna say, which was something more serious. It's like Palpatine doing something so sinister, and you're like, "Oh, okay, right, yeah, no, this is like a very crazy moment that's going on." And then like the next thing is them eating popcorn or something, and you're like,
the first time Palpatine uses like the Force lightning, he like pulls
Yes.
out the actual Lego pieces.
like the Lego accurate objects, and then he's like, okay, tosses them aside, and then
I loved that part so
Yeah.
much. I thought that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. I really did.
See, there's very, very funny moments. Like, I don't know, like the game to me sometimes it feels like it knows what it is, but then sometimes it forgets and wants to do something completely different.
Yeah.
But there's like,
Right.
wait, no, remember the kids.
yeah.
So honestly, I did really enjoy the game. I liked it a lot, especially towards the end of the game where if you play chronologically from 1 to 9, by the time you get to 8, you already have pretty much one of every character that you need to do everything.
Right.
So in that back half of the game, since I had all of these characters, I could go do all the challenges and all the stuff. And I was like, yes, like fuck, collect everything, all the fucking studs, all the bricks, all of the minifigs, everything. And I was like, wait, I got to continue the story. So it goes back to that thing. I was like, I'm having way too much fun, but I would need to finish this shit first.
Right.
Got to stay on target.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, I loved it. It's not as great as I wish it would have been.
Mhm.
For me, this game is a 7 out of 10.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, what about you guys?
All out. Answer.
Yeah, what about you?
What about me?
Out of 10?
Oh man, I'd give it a solid 9, 9.5, and I would put like a little asterisk and like read this and
Read my fine print.
Yeah,
be like,
right.
this is a kid game. Don't take too seriously, you know. Like pick this up and play it like when you're waiting to get your oil changed, or you know, on your lunch break or whatever. You're
Yeah.
coming home from a stressful day. You got 30 minutes to kill or whatever. But yeah, it has little elements of things that you like, and I liked it a lot actually.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 as well, because I'm a stickler for details, and if you change a detail to a story I already know,
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
couldn't
be
give it a
annoyed.
10.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't give it that solid. But
No
like
way.
but for me and the gamer that like gamer that I am, like the way that I play video games is very much up my alley because
Absolutely.
it's not difficult. You can do a lot of little mini quests and like little puzzles, and I enjoyed that.
And it was just plain cute.
Yeah,
From
it was
what I
just
saw,
so
at least.
cute. It was
Very
so
cute.
Wow. It's not awful. It's definitely not awful. It's not bad. I have definitely played some really shitty stuff.
You didn't give it an awful score. You just didn't
I don't know.
love it.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I did.
That's fair.
I would absolutely play a whole game of Lego X-Wings or Lego TIE Fighters.
Yeah.
I just give me that awesome ship combat, refine it a little bit more, make it a little bit more like squadrons, and I'm completely fucking sold on the thing. But I also want another Rogue Squadron game really bad. I really need a Rogue Squadron game.
Let's get a Pod Racers game.
Well, there was one released not too long ago, but it was a re-release on Switch. It's called Revenge.
What is it now?
Pod Racers Revenge.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Love to look at that.
I was just making a little reference to that Pod Racers game. Like, this kid, the mannequin from Phantom Menace, when he's like, she's
Now this is pod racing. The pod racing scene was really fun.
Oh yeah,
that part was really fun in the game.
There's
All right.
something so satisfying of breaking up those Kyber crystal asteroids.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
All right, so that was games and stuff. So now we're gonna do a segment that we've never done before, and it's gonna be called "This is Garbage You Should Know." All right, so
You're taking my segment away from me completely?
okay, do you want to tell us what our idea behind Garbage You Should Know is?
I was just going to first say that Gorbage evaded us this week. It was our full intention to have a Gorbage, but Chris's job fucked him over. So Gorbage did not happen. Now
And
you can take over.
It was going to be a special Garbage because we were going to have vegan food.
We were going to have vegan food for the first time ever. We're still going to do it.
A bunch of vegan food, and you just hadn't even known about it.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, we were going to intentionally have vegan food. Intentionally for the first time ever.
It's not-
And such. Yeah.
It's not something like, oh, we had falafels and we didn't know it was vegan and it was awesome. I thought it was meatballs.
Oh, dear.
But the idea was since we couldn't go to the restaurant that you guys suggested, we wanted to more or less know what some of your favorite places to eat at are in the Orlando area. Because personally, I only know of Ethos and I have no idea if it's good or not.
I mean, Ethos is like the best restaurant to go to for like people who want to try vegan food or for new vegans, because it's very, very much like, oh, you want a vegan lasagna? They've got a vegan lasagna. You want to try vegan pizza? They have it. Like they have a little bit of everything that's like your comfort foods just made vegan.
Yeah, they got like a shepherd's pie, for instance, and it's like, oh yeah, you want it like, and it makes it easy to like kind of, I don't know, not like a transition or whatever, but it is more accessible.
Yeah, it's got
more
something for
accessible
everybody.
for people, if you will. But
Yeah, because I remember Marla went there somewhat recently with another coworker that used to work with us who had become vegan. She's like, oh my God, they have bruschetta. And I'm like, I guess bruschetta is really easy to convert to vegan since you just got to get rid of the cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else is vegan friendly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But Ethos is definitely a safe bet to like go in the Orlando area without having to think too hard about what you're ordering.
Good.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, good food and gosh, what was I was just gonna say there's a
I don't know. Logan likes it because whenever we go, he always gets a mimosa, and that's his favorite
well,
thing.
Oh, mimosas are magical.
I mean-
we call them. I get regular orange juice, and he gets.
there was one time we went and I was already I pre-gamed.
It's like 8 in the morning.
So I don't know. I asked for like she got orange juice and then I was like, can I get the deluxe orange
Yeah.
juice? And then she was like,
What?
she wanted what I wanted because obviously what else could I be asking?
Yeah, I don't know, but you got your
And I
mimosa.
did. It was great.
I can just picture Logan pre-gaming at 8 in the morning, just doing Jaeger bombs.
It's a Jaeger. Actually gross. I'm sorry. For all the Jaeger fans out there. It's a cool word, but it tastes like licorice.
Hey, it's pretty good with Dr. Pepper.
The only kind of Jaegers I like are the giant robots that fight kaiju.
Oh my god, I can't.
I'll give you that one. That one was
I'm
pretty good.
going to allow it. I will
Yeah,
allow
that one was pretty good. I also like giant fighting robots.
it. Who doesn't?
And then the spirit of the Megas XLR lyrics, chicks dig fighting robots. So it's good in my book.
We need to use a food segment to talk about Pacific Rim. So
Back to the food.
if I were to say anything other than ethos, so like I definitely would want to talk about Daejeon because we were going to go there.
Yeah.
Daejeon Eats.
Mhm.
I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly.
Yep.
And the Jamaican food that is like, I would never try an oxtail, but I would try a vegan hoaxtail or hoxtail, however you would pronounce it. And the oh my gosh, the identity crisis sandwich and
Yeah.
biscuits and gravy, and I mean like
They have biscuits
a-
and gravy.
love like item, but like it's like something that you could get there on a different day, like a brunch day or whatever.
What is on this sandwich that you mentioned?
This sandwich is what I get almost every time I go. It is half buffalo chicken sandwich, half jerk chicken sandwich. It's that's what I would recommend to anybody going there for the
So
first
good.
time.
That's
She
what I
makes
got.
homemade Jamaican bread. It's like the most beautiful sandwich. Her vegan chicken, specifically her jerk vegan chicken, is oh my god, it's so it's like well seasoned. It doesn't like have like a lot of people don't like tofu because of the texture. It doesn't have that like squishy texture. It feels like you're eating chicken.
It's like Impossible Chicken.
Yes, it's so good.
That is pretty crazy.
That sounds really good.
So the thing is that I Carradine hasn't had it, but I love Jamaican food. We had when I worked at Westgate, next to it there's a place called Negril, and they had oxtail, they had curry chicken and everything. And whenever I would go in and they would have the curry chicken wings, oh my god, that was amazing.
Went to town.
Oh yeah, because they give you like 20 chicken wings
Oh,
on top of a bed of rice, and the rice just soaks up all that curry juice. And oh my god, like I ate that and I did not want to take calls afterwards.
and see, this place is that without the animal cruelty.
So I was kind of excited. I was like, okay, I could see how not vegan, Jamaican food can lend itself to being vegan, because it's not only because the animals themselves, they're flavorful, but all of the spices and everything that they use to put into that just makes it that much better. So I'm guessing that a blank canvas like tofu could be just fucking shot into the stratosphere from how good it is.
Yeah, there is one note I have about Daejeon. I don't know if you agree with this, but like when you go there for the main dishes. The sides, and I say this with all the love of my heart, feel like an afterthought.
Like coleslaw.
The coleslaw is dry. You have to add like dressing to it, and then her rice and beans are like,
It's just filler.
yeah, it's just kind of filler, and it's meant to like hold the good stuff. So like whenever you get like the chicken or the curry or any of it, it's like covered in sauce. So it's really there just to soak up the sauce. Yeah, her ribs are delicious.
They have this like there was like this platter of like I don't know, it's like different proteins and stuff.
Yes.
And one of them are their ribs, and it's like similar to you guys would be like a sweet imagine like like Asian food, like cheap Asian food, like that kind of consistency of like the chicken, like a General Tso's, but like it's like a sweet, like barbecue, like rib.
Korean barbecue almost.
It was so fucking good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And we really have to go.
Yeah.
There.
We could always go there for next week if you're off on the weekend.
Yeah, the problem's gonna be getting Nick to eat.
We don't have to make Nick eat the food if he's not willing to eat the food. He can just not comment on garbage.
He'll just sit there for 20 minutes. In silence.
He can tell us which Jamaican dish is his favorite, and that's it.
One anecdote: I got a Monte Cristo there, and
What?
I do not recommend, only because I think I do not like that sandwich. I did not know what it was, and I was like, I gotta try
I
it.
liked it.
I have no clue what I was ordering. If I did, I wouldn't have.
I liked it.
Not to discredit their food at all, because I'm sure it was a great, representation.
Chris
Chris is obsessed with Monte
there's
Cristos.
no good Monte Cristo in Orlando.
Obsessed.
Okay.
There's no good Monte Cristo in Orlando. I have had all of them, and they're all bad.
You haven't had this one.
Well, not this.
You got to
one.
try it.
We should do that. We should do a Monte Cristo month. Where we try-
No, I am not willing to eat any Monte Cristos, let alone 1 a week for a month. No, thank you.
Well,
No.
you ate a Cuban sandwich a week for a month, and that was pretty great.
That's a lot better than a Monte Cristo. It's a lot better.
I would have done that too.
Yeah, we
So
did
much
that, and it was
better.
so worth it.
I probably
best-
did that. I'm almost certain.
Like the best one is at Arcade Monsters, and Jesus Christ, there's no other.
It doesn't make any sense
No.
because they're not even a restaurant. It's literally a
bar.
full arcade and bar that just has food in it as an afterthought, and it was the best. The best. Oh,
Love that.
anyway.
Yeah. Oh my god, I would trade my first child for one of those.
Luna, don't listen to him. Don't listen.
My first child was Perry.
Oh, well, she's dead.
Yeah, they can have his corpse.
Bless him.
So, Ed, apart from Dejan Eats and Ethos, anywhere else that you guys really like? So I know we went to Arugas, and you guys didn't eat because you found out that they do put, in fact, egg into the wings.
Mhm.
Any other places that is not Arugas that you guys enjoy going to? That's not necessarily
They have
vegan.
a lot
but
of
it has-
options, at least.
I'm gonna plug our favorite restaurant that we go to a lot, and they have a non-vegan menu, and then they have a vegan menu, and it is Kiko.
Yes.
It is sushi and Japanese food. It's right down the street from Aruga's, and Logan and I would go there probably once a week.
Very regular.
We would go there
So
regularly.
good.
It's delicious.
There's a boba shop right next to it. There's a comic book shop right next to it.
I was going to tell you it's in the same complex with the comic book shop where we took the
it's
Funkos.
Mhm.
Okay. So you said Kiko, that's in Cimarron and Aloma, right?
No, Cimarron University.
And
Around
University.
Mhm.
Down there by Pulso.
Yep. That place is fantastic.
So good.
It's so good.
There's so many things that when we first ordered, we genuinely thought we had mistakenly ordered normal food. Like you had gotten a ramen dish.
Oh my
I
god, it
think, the
freaked
first time,
me
and
out.
she genuinely
Oh,
was
no.
on it for a little while. We didn't go back because she thought for a split second that she had eaten real shrimp or whatever, because it tasted that authentic, that good,
It
and the
freaked
consistency of
me
it and
out.
everything.
Oh my gosh.
And then the sushi, we get crunchy rolls when we go.
You get
Which-
crunchy rolls
well,
when
okay.
you go.
Fair. But so good. It's I don't, if you already, you may already know, but like a sushi roll that's
Been
Fried.
deep fried.
yeah, and it has like, what would be imitation crab, and like spicy tuna, and it's so good. I love it.
All right.
I definitely want to go there because I need more sushi in my life. And that's one of the things that I can kind of eat right now.
We brought other non-vegans. In fact, fairly recently, we just brought one of our friends, one of my friends from my job, and her husband there, and they aren't vegan, and they thoroughly enjoyed their meal. And we've done that in the past as well with other people, and they seem to really like the normal menu.
And if they've got ramen, then you're sold. Sushi for me and ramen for you.
Yeah.
If this man could eat ramen every single day, he would.
I
Like
would.
real authentic ramen, not whatever that stuff's called.
Yeah, not Maruchan.
That, yeah, and Maruchan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I absolutely love ramen. Do we still have any ramen spots in Orlando that we haven't covered?
I'm sure yeah, because I mean the freaking grocery store has our little ramen cafe inside of it
Right.
that we discovered. Granted, I don't think I could stay in there long enough to eat, and like because they this grocery store, it is the most amazing Asian grocery store. I hate that we've lived here for so long. We just recently actually went inside, but they have a very large and fresh seafood market inside. So
Yes.
the smells you can imagine.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to eat there.
Uh-huh. I went to an Asian market and had that same experience, and I was like, I can't do
Never
this.
again. Yeah.
I'm
It's
glad the
so
pandemic is happening and I have to wear a face mask to help as a buffer.
right.
A
Right.
buffer.
Of course.
Like pass that off. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good to go. Not stay there and
Smells
eat.
good to me.
Ah!
Walking by it, you know,
Yeah.
I try to avoid that section of the supermarkets if I can.
It's a little smelly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't.
So those are some good places to eat.
Yep.
We'll have to
another
go
one I
try
would
all of them.
Drunken Monkey. Thinking of it's like a little spot that we could kind of like grab like to go like coffee, kind of
Mhm.
like a little.
Yeah, they're also all inclusive. So like it's not just vegan food, but
Mhm.
holy crap. They have like a
So
vegan or they have like a pastry case. So good. So stinking good.
We gotta broaden our
Horizons.
food horizons.
I mean, you're in one of the best places. Like
Yeah.
Orlando's like number 4 in the United States
Literally
for
one
like
of
going
the
to
best
vegan
places.
foods.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh,
I think
didn't
number
know
1
that.
is LA.
Or New York, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
LA and New York City are the top 2.
I would imagine would be the best. But
Orlando is like number 4 last time I checked.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive.
And I can't really eat red meat right now anyway, so why not?
We got you.
it lends itself to many a diet. That is true.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's not like we're stuck in what we do tend to eat a lot of the same
We're
thing.
stuck right now with my dietary restrictions
Mhm.
Exactly. So we got to figure out places
that we can still go, that we haven't already been,
that you
that
can
we haven't already reviewed. I mean,
Yeah. Because if it were up to me, we would just do like Korean fried chicken.
yeah, I can't
and
do that.
Japanese food.
Nope.
all that
Nope.
stuff all the time.
Can't do that. Sorry.
Can you have pizza?
I'm sorry?
Can you have pizza?
I really shouldn't because of all the cheese. The cheese
Right.
is so fattening, and I love me some pepperoni, and I shouldn't eat that either.
No,
So
definitely not.
maybe-
You could get a vegan pizza and you wouldn't have any of that.
This is true.
It would have fat for sure, but
Yeah.
you know,
Don't want to make Carradine sick.
fair enough.
I can ask them for their nutritional values. Because I mean, if it's less fat, I mean, I can obviously have some fat.
Right.
And I imagine that regular cheese would probably be fattier than
Absolutely.
vegan cheese
Absolutely.
in any circumstance. So it might be a better bet. Because I've missed pizza. I want some pizza so bad. I haven't had pizza in more than a month, and I'm
She's so
losing
triggered.
my mind. Yeah. It's like at the top of my list of things I want to eat once I get it out, but I know that I'm still going to have some things I need to be careful with even after removal.
Mhm.
So I'll have to relearn my body basically and what agrees with me and doesn't.
It's like going through food puberty.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I've heard so many different things that like, oh, your life is totally normal after you get it removed, or things are worse. So we'll see how my body responds to not having it anymore. My filtration system.
Plot twist, your life improves.
Oh, I hope. I hope.
Everything tastes better. You're smarter. You're faster.
So it's like the
I love
super
it.
soldier serum. But instead of injecting it, you remove a body part. And then up
Oh my god. I can't.
There's like a wave of gallbladder removals across.
I can't. I can't. Oh god.
Yes, your superpowers were stored in your gallbladder. That was your inhibitor.
It's like conspiracy theorists out there.
I die. You know, I'm not looking forward to the surgery, but I am looking forward to maybe not being as restricted. We'll see.
Just think about that the surgery is a show expense.
A what?
An expense for the show.
Oh my
We
god.
can write it off
That's
on our
not funny.
taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Write it off on your tax.
Oh,
That's the American.
I can't. Okay, well, if we're done talking about food, I have to share a Star Wars thing that occurred this week.
Before that, let's run off the restaurants again.
Yes.
So they were Dejan
Ethos.
Eats,
Dejan.
Ethos,
Kiko's.
Kiko,
Big time. Yep.
And
So
then
those
Drunken
three.
Monkey.
And Drunken
and
Monkey.
Drunken Monkey.
Yes, Drunken Monkey.
Drunken Monkey.
Drunken Monkey. Yeah, we definitely gotta try that.
Would you include Valkyrie?
Oh my gosh, yeah. But if
We
you're
didn't
gonna go to
talk about market on
Valkyrie,
sale.
yeah.
Oh my
There's so many restaurants we could
We-
talk about.
We could talk about hours, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Truly. We
But
could do that
Valkyrie
all day.
Donuts is close to you, and whew,
Yes.
I love
It's
me
near
some.
the new Cloak and Blaster location.
yeah,
It's like right next door.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, next to Crispers, that place
Yes.
you hate.
Tenders, not
Tenders.
Crispers.
Crispers.
Crispers is like a salad bar.
Oh.
Tenders is the place that I don't like.
Listen,
I swear.
Tenders.
I
Tenders.
can't.
It's a chicken strip club.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not. It like gave me food poisoning. It was not good. It was made by some child dressed up as Spider-Man. It was so bad.
It was Halloween, and the guy at the counter was dressed up like Spider-Man. It's like loaded fries covered in tenders and cheese and shit. So
It was not good. Anyway,
I loved it.
Spider-Man, like the human spider, like Tobey Maguire is like beginning, just like a cloth stuff. Where is he going? Just
Yeah, like full
classic
mask and
Sp- yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I was like that. So what are you gonna say about Star Wars?
oh god, yeah, okay. So this past week, May the 4th occurred, and I am a member of many Lord of the Rings groups on Facebook. It's a problem. That's all my feed is. It's fine. But someone went into one of these groups and was like, answer me right now. Sauron versus Darth Vader. Who would win? And I was like, I just decided to go onto my personal Facebook. I didn't take part. I was like, I just want you people to know that if you think there's any world in which Darth Vader could beat Sauron, you are nuts. Well, one of our friends who is a big Star Wars fanatic got in my comments and she's like, that is totally unfair. But who is the person that
Darth
she
Nihilus.
mentioned? Yes, that person versus Sauron would be more fair. And then she said, I think another fair battle would be between Gandalf and Count Dooku. And I'm like, but that already happened in the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, but that ended up being more like a dance-off than any type of fight.
Nice.
It was a fight with basically like lightsabers, wooden lightsabers.
Like, God, I don't. You're such a nerd.
I love it a lot. And I loved Christopher Lee. He was so amazing.
Yes, he was. Oh my
He
gosh.
was a badass.
Yeah.
His
That old man was so cool.
story, Yeah.
It's
Remember-
amazing.
Right? Yeah. I've looked up a bunch of things about him and telling Peter Jackson, right? So,
Mhm.
about like the correct sound effect of stabbing somebody in the back. You're nodding your head. Carrie.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
It was
my God.
epic.
Right? Like how crazy is that? That like you're an like in the delivery of such is like because he's not somebody to like share that story to brag about it, right? It was like only because it was relevant to that scene that all that information of just like that shit is in there, like like he is a killer, literally.
Chicken skin again.
Second time.
And he was the only person in the entire cast to have met Tolkien. He
Yeah.
he like read the books every single year. And then he got I'm gonna cry. Part of two of the most epic franchises of all time. He
Right.
fought in World War II. He was in a metal band.
Right?
He introduced Meatloaf on SNL.
Isn't he related to what is it?
Ian Fleming.
Constantine?
He,
Constantine.
I don't know about that, but I know he like inspired James Bond because James Bond was like written by his cousin or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's Ian Fleming's cousin.
But probably,
Metal-
I don't know.
Metal band, like all about like the lineage that he has to like his ancestor. That's gosh, I'm gonna be off by the name, of course. Like, and I'm trying to flaunt my history.
I just know he was in a metal band and he's just a
Charlemagne.
badass. There you go.
Charlemagne.
The god?
If nothing else, Burger Champ will listen to this episode and message him on Discord to correct you if you're wrong.
I still want to call him Hamburger Dave. I don't know why. I'm so sorry, Burger Champ. I want to call you Hamburger Dave.
Burger Champ is awesome. We love
he's
him.
great. He we're having another episode with him soon.
Oh God, what do I have to read this time?
The book that I told you about.
I don't remember what it was.
I'll check the messages.
Oh, I remember. Okay, it's one I'm actually excited about. Not Stephen King. Thank God. Woo, shoot me.
So that's it for this week's episode. I don't have my script in front of me, but we don't do housekeeping anymore. Just remember to follow Metamorphic on Instagram. She actually did the Majora's masks, 3 of the masks for me, and I have them, and they're really awesome.
They're
I wish I had
impressive.
them in here so I could show.
I
Jen
can
and Logan.
include them in our. Well, I know we don't have it right now, but I can include them in our post for social media.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. And is there anything you guys want to plug or talk about before we end the show? Where people can find you, if you guys want to be found, or if you want to stay in anonymity.
Do you want to be found?
If you just want to live in one episode of a novel console on the internet, or
Don't look me up. Prioritize all that
I
shit
die.
for good reason.
You already know.
I die. That was almost a Seth Rogen laugh.
So close.
That was great.
That element to it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. But thank you guys for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, this was super fun. I've been
Thanks.
looking forward to this for a really long time.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, so anytime you guys want to be on, just let us know. Game and book and place to eat. And next time I'll make sure I call out of work so we can go to a place to eat.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
So next year for Star Wars month,
Yeah.
we'll pencil it in.
Yeah.
I mean, it
No
doesn't have to be
later
Star
than that.
Wars. It can be anything. So don't limit yourself to just Star
Yeah.
Wars. So yeah, that's it. Do you want to say goodbye, Karen?
Goodbye, Carradine.
Do you guys want to say goodbye?
Bye, Carradine.
Goodbye, Karen.
All right. Bye, Karen.
Bye.